Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. It's a Toxically Masculine Tuesday, and I'm your host, Mike Barra in Seattle, Washington. Well, a couple things, got to update a couple things. There was no show yesterday. As it turned out, I did not have to have my tooth pulled yesterday. I actually went there and the dentist talked me out of it. He suggested that there's two teeth in the back there, two molars that can still be saved. That's going to be a couple of root canals, some fillings, maybe caps on a couple of teeth. But he actually recommended that I go to another clinic that does sedation dentistry. Because my biggest thing is I have this horrible gagging reflex, and I really can't. I really can't have a whole bunch of stuff going on in my mouth, or it just really turns out bad for everybody, including the people who get thrown up on. So as it works out, I'm going to be doing that in the future. Going to have my appointment with those folks. Not sure what the exact date is, but that's going to go down pretty soon. And I've got a bunch of traveling next week and this week, so I may miss some shows here and there. Looks like I'm going to be traveling on Friday, so I may not be in the show on Friday with Jen. So we'll have to wait and see. But I didn't do the show yesterday because I was stoned out of my mind. So being stoned is no way to do a show. And Jen wanted to take the day off anyway, so there we go. All right. What do we start with? There's a whole bunch of things going on. I think where we probably should start is something that's still resonating in the news, which is the bitch slap heard around the world when noted Hollywood scumbag Will Smith got up and bitch slapped noted Hollywood scumbag Chris Rock. Although I will say this about Chris Rock. He is not on the Epstein Island list. Will Smith is on the list. And the whole thing, of course, gave the Oscars a lot more attention than it's been getting in a long, long time. Although that didn't help the TV ratings any, as they were still the second lowest rated Oscars of all time. Although I think they were definitely on track to be the worst rated until this happened. Now, this did really probably help the ratings on the West Coast because it got around right away from the East Coast time slot that this event had happened. Let's just take a look at it and see exactly what Chris Rock did that was so bad.
Y'all gotta see it. It's really good. You know who got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Take my name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? I can go, okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
So, why is this important? I think it's important because there's a lot of it that is kind of a lie here. He makes this comment, and it refers to the fact that Jada Pinkett Smith, who, by the way, has openly cheated on Will Smith repeatedly, and the cuck boy has kept her as his wife. She's got several different guys she's sleeping with. And he's laughing, and then he makes Chris Rock makes another joke about G.I. Jane, referring to her buzz cut haircut. Now, supposedly she has, and then of course the woman, she doesn't like that so much, but Will's laughing at the joke. Here he is absolutely laughing at the joke, and she doesn't like it, and she looks at Chris Rock, and then they cut away. So what's pretty clear about this is that first of all, lots of black women have apoplegia or something. My brother's girlfriend has it, same condition. She doesn't shave her head. If you look at Jada Pinkett Smith, she has no reason to shave her head. She's got tons of hair on her head. You could see the stubble. And here's what happened. He made the joke. Will thought it was funny. She didn't think it was so funny. And when we cut away, he must have looked over at her and she gave him the evil eye. So then he had to go up there and slap Chris Rock. Now, a lot of people think this was staged. I don't know if I think it was staged. I think he's just a cuck. I think he's a wimp. And that's why this is an important subject on Toxically Masculine Tuesday. He also slapped him with his open hand. Ooh, that must have hurt so bad. Ooh, he hit him pretty good. But he also, as Victoria's pointing out, it's ghetto bullshit. This is like childish stuff. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Why don't you talk like an American? Why don't you speak English, Will? It's not out your fucking mouth. Why is he trying to be ghetto? Why is he trying to be so... He's not ghetto. He's intelligent. He can speak. But he's defending his woman. Well, no, he wasn't. And again, I think it's up in the air whether it was staged or not. But I think it illustrates, again, I mean, Hollywood is corrupt. I think the walls are closing in. I think everybody there is stressed and under pressure. There was recently a story about Clarence Thomas's wife and some of the things she was saying about January 6th and sending Biden to Gitmo. And I think that the people are starting in Hollywood, they're starting to see that all of their corruption and all of their sickness is starting to catch up with them. And I think it led to a very stressful event. So we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people are saying, oh, Chris Rock was smiling and he was ready for it. Well, because he didn't know what Will Smith was going to do. He's just like, okay, hey, buddy, funny, bam. He didn't expect that. Now, should Will Smith be prosecuted? Yeah, if I was Chris Rock, I would have said, I'm not going back out on stage until that guy is removed from the auditorium. I would have pressed charges because Will Smith is a bitch. Will Smith is twice as big as Chris Rock. That's kind of uncalled for. And the other thing, too, is that, Will Smith was trained in boxing for the movie Ali, which, by the way, was a terrible telling of the Muhammad Ali story. Really made him look like a saint when Ali was not a saint. He had a lot of issues. And fuck Will Smith. And he should have been prosecuted. You or I, if we'd have walked up there and did that to Chris Rock, we would be in jail. We would be in jail. But we're white people, and we're not Will Smith. So as it stands now, again, I think this is what happens, men, when you let your woman get out of pocket. And she's running the show. He's obviously not. And now we have this big incident, which is the most attention Hollywood's going to get for a long time because everything Hollywood is producing is garbage, just absolute garbage. I watched Star Trek Picard, or Star Trek shit card, as I call it, the other day. And it was just awful. It was just this whole half an hour worth of the episode was, ICE is so evil. Look at all these innocent people they're hunting down. Well, yeah, they're illegal aliens. And most illegal aliens from Mexico are drug dealers and MS-13 members. So it was just the preachiness. Hollywood has never been in a worse shape than it is now. And I think this is all part of the whole thing. Okay, so in other news, Tucker Carlson has called basically for Joe Biden to be removed under the 25th Amendment because of his recent calls for Vladimir Putin to be overthrown, which is an act of war, essentially, and many other things that he's done. Let's listen to Tucker just for a little bit from the other night here.
So Biden just said, everything that he has said for the last week is true, and none of it has been corrected by people who work for him. The truth is, Joe Biden has no idea. Joe Biden has no idea what his publicists say when he goes to sleep. Then midway through his answer, Biden starts walking back his own comments. He does that just minutes after saying he would never walk back his own comments. None of that occurred, Biden said. Look, it feels almost like we're being mean to the guy by quoting him, and no one wants that. No one is making fun of his age or his diminished condition, only trying to defend the country. Then moments later, Biden declared that no reasonable person would think he wants regime change in Russia. Watch this if you can stand it.
Because it's ridiculous. Nobody believes we're going to take down. I was talking about taking down Putin. Nobody believes that.
All right, joke's over. Too much is at stake. As there was ever a time, if there was in U.S. history ever a time to invoke the 25th Amendment, it is now. As Joe Biden himself put it, for God's sakes, this man cannot remain in power.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power is exactly what Joe Biden said. And then he just angrily said, I never said that. I'm not advocating regime change. Well, if that's not what regime change advocation is, I don't know what is. So he is becoming a threat to national security. Tucker's job here is to put that out into the consciousness, the public consciousness that Joe Biden is dangerous. His regime is dangerous, and Vladimir Putin's is not necessarily dangerous. So again, now Chuck Grassley has gone on and dug further into the Biden administration or the Biden family's involvement, financial links between the Chinese Communist Party and Hunter and their involvement. He's gone into Ukraine on various occasions. And he tweeted yesterday, just gave a speech on the Senate floor showing the financial link between communist Chinese government and Hunter Biden and James Biden, who is Joe Biden's brother. Senator Johnson and I will be sharing more soon. Stay tuned. In the newly released text show, Hunter Biden associate asks to get Joe involved in the China deal to make it look like truly family business. Let's just run a little bit of this audio here of Chuck Grassley.
Today, Senator Johnson and I begin a series of speeches on our investigations into the Biden family financial deals. We'll make these presentations with two themes. First, we'll refute and we'll dismantle the talking points that the liberal media and our Democrat colleagues pushed onto the American people. Their talking points said that our investigations over the years advanced and spread Russian disinformation. On November 29th, 2021, May the 11th, 2021, March the 18th, 2021, December the 14th, 2020, December the 10th, 2020, October the 19th, 2020, and September the 29th, 2020. I came to this Senate floor to rebut those false charges. Now, or at least then, the liberal media and my Democrat colleagues ought to be ashamed of themselves for the outright lies that they peddled about our investigative work.
Okay, so that's Chuck Grassley yesterday. Why is Chuck important? Chuck is important because he is going to be the interim president once Joe Biden is removed. So we have Tucker Carlson calling for his removal. We have Chuck Grassley exposing his illegal financial dealings with China, which makes him a compromised president. I see all this stuff adding up. I see it adding up, definitely adding up to a removal of Joe Biden at some point in the near future. At some point, he becomes a liability, and all of his sanctions, which have made the situation and tension with Russia even worse, have put us on the brink of a war. Now, there are people, saying, "Oh, Russia's hurt really bad, and they're getting beat by the Ukrainians," which is bullshit. Sebastian Gorka is full of shit. And things are, going to only get worse over there in Russia. Well, no, they're not, because guess what Vlad Putin has done? Remember when we told you 2 or 3 weeks ago that Russia was going to a gold-backed ruble, and we got a lot of pushback, and everybody said, well, that's not really what they did. They just told their people to buy more gold, and that they wouldn't tax the gold the way they had taxed the gold transactions before. Well, guess what? Now it is coming out. As of yesterday, there were several announcements that the gold, Russia is going to back the ruble with gold. It's going to be 5,000 rubles per gram of gold. And unfortunately, they don't use ounces and pounds over there. They use grams and metric system measurements. There are two kinds of countries in the world, okay? Those that have been to the moon and those that use a metric system. So anyway, what does that announce? How many grams in an ounce? I don't really know. But the bottom line is it came out yesterday that, in fact, Russia is now moving incrementally towards backing their ruble with gold. Let's take a listen to a financial analyst about this yesterday. This is Doug Casey talking about corrupt governments and what's going on with the ruble.
And will we go back to gold? The answer is yes, because all of the world's currencies today are paper. They're fiat currencies. They're not redeemable for anything by the outfit that issues them. And the governments that are issuing currencies, first of all, they're all bankrupt, and they're all inflating their currencies. All these currencies are going to reach their intrinsic values, which is to say, essentially zero. But people need money. So they're going to go back to money. In fact, as we speak, the Chinese and the Russians governments, as well as the common people in China, certainly, have been huge buyers of gold. And I think we're going to see a gold-backed yuan and a gold-backed ruble, because they don't want to use the dollar. I mean, that's the fiat currency of their adversary. And will we go back to gold? The answer is yes, because all of the world's currencies today are paper. They're fiat currencies. They're not redeemable for anything by the outfit that issues them. And the governments that are issuing currencies, first of all, they're all bankrupt, and they're all
okay. So what he's saying here is what we've been telling you on this show for quite some time, which is that all fiat-backed currencies eventually go to their intrinsic inherent value, which is zero. They are worth nothing. They're worth paper. They're worth billionths of a cent that it takes to print them on a piece of paper. That is definitely happening in the world. And he agrees, quite obviously, that the Chinese system, the yuan or the renminbi, depending on what you call it, is going to go gold backed, as well as the ruble is going gold backed. And again, we saw this yesterday with the movement by the central bank saying that we're now going to value the ruble at 5,000 rubles per gram. And then it's going to go up. It's going to go to 500 rubles and then 5 rubles. And then it's going to be worth more against other currencies than gold itself, because it is backed by gold. So what do you do to hedge yourself against this? Well, one of the things you can do is go to our newest sponsor, the NewGenCrypto.com company. Where is NewGen? NewGenCrypto.com. Go to NewGenCrypto.com and you can learn about an asset-backed, brand new asset-backed cryptocurrency. Now, what makes NewGen Crypto different is the fact that it is asset-backed. It's going to have its own currency exchange. It means that you don't have to use Coinbase or some other currency exchange to actually buy and spend and use and obtain and stake NewGen Crypto. It's going to have its own currency exchange. It's also offering staking contracts, meaning that you put your NewGen Crypto out there to be used by others, to be exchanged and traded. You still keep yours, but they give you these staking contracts. You can earn up to 0.35% interest compounded daily, and that's not a mistake. 0.35%. What that means is that you gain over 1% of the value of your NewGen Crypto every 3 days. If you have 100 NewGen Crypto coins today, you have 101 tomorrow. The staking contracts are secured on the blockchain, so you have nothing to worry about in terms of security. And for a very limited time, you can receive an extra 10% in bonus coins on your deposits. Get your federal, get away from the Federal Reserve System. Get your assets working for you. Get over to the New Gen coin. And I do have a new announcement from the folks over at New Gen that they wanted me to read today. And we will go to that statement. Where is it, Mike? What did you do with it? No, you've lost it. Gosh darn it. No, there it is. All right. New Gen Exchange is going to be located in Lithuania. All required paperwork has now been submitted to the Lithuanian government, making it possible for our New Gen Exchange to become a reality for all of us in the near future. That means that's physically where the exchange is going to be located. We anticipate 2 major announcements in the next 2 to 3 weeks that will bring immense credibility to New Gen, while simultaneously causing our company to explode in numbers. That means they think it's going to shoot to the moon here pretty soon. The 10% bonus of realty coins, hemp, energy, and oxygen coins that we are currently giving members when buying a New Gen smart contract will soon be going away. The end date is tentatively set for the last day of April, but could vary slightly one way or the other. Members, however, will continue to receive a 10% bonus of New Gen coins when purchasing a smart contract until New Gen coins go live on the exchange. Also, there's some more great news. As soon as any of your coins are registered on the New Gen Exchange, you will have, that's the staking process. You will have the ability to sell them or buy more as you desire. This will be a blessing for anyone who needs to take care of some immediate needs. On the left side of your New Gen back office, click on the navigate button. Now it talks about a bunch of stuff, talks about the plan. It's time to get busy sharing New Gen with a few of your close friends, because we have no doubt that the value of our coins and the growth of our company will dramatically increase following the upcoming announcements. And that is from the board of directors for New Gen. So once again, you go to newgencrypto.com. You sign up right there for an enrollment appointment. And there's a 17-minute video presentation telling you all about New Gen coin. I have some. I'm going to get some more. I'm going to set up the staking contract as soon as I get that stuff all straightened out in my head. And we are going to go from there. Okay, guys, that's it for the promo stuff. By the way, if you would like to send me some love, I would sincerely appreciate it. Putting on the show here, it's paypal.me/Mike Barra. And at Venmo, it is at Mike-Barra for the contributions. Let's go to the phones here. Let's go over to the chat and, in fact, see what is going on in the chat. Will Smith's wife wears the pants and she sleeps around. He thought the joke was funny. He did think it was funny until she gave him that evil eye look, and then he went up there and decided, well, I better go slap Chris Rock. That's what I think happened. Sloan Bella, whoever that is, says it was all staged. He's been to Golden Globes and everything is done to a T. Nothing is unplanned. The slap, in my opinion, is to bring their numbers up. No one was watching the Oscars. That's possible, but I do think Chris Rock was surprised. I really do. I think he reacted as best he could given the situation. Yeah, Jada sicked Will on Chris Rock. The leash was off. And again, what's impressive about that? Chris Rock is a little tiny little guy. So, and I did not have the tooth extracted. We're going to try to save it. So he told me if I extracted it, I would regret it. So I'm not going to do that. Praying for Haley and strength for you. That's great. That's great. Yeah, root canals usually mean caps to follow. Great. More sedation, more expense, but that's okay. The fake slap re-energizes Smith's image as being a tough guy instead of super gay or weak, just a weak cuckolded man that gets cheated on by his wife. Okay. Tara by Janine said they're both dead. I saw that yesterday. I saw Tara by Janine saying they're not really with us. Sure look like Will Smith and Chris Rock. So she has an autoimmune disease. Well, you didn't joke about that. And she shaved her head. She didn't have, that's not what her head looks like naturally. She has plenty of hair. So anyway, well, it is Toxically Masculine Tuesday, and I wanted to emphasize how unmasculine Will Smith is. So why not? Wow, this is great. Slacker Wannabe says Jada is probably a man. Alopecia is a side effect of long-term estrogen supplementation. I did not know that. What an interesting thought. What an interesting thought. Robert Zem thinks it looked real to me. Chris was surprised and was about to put his hands up before Will walked away. Yeah, something was going on. I think it was real, but I don't know. We'll see. Owen Benjamin, the former Hollywood, said the slap was fake and staged. Plus, Owen Benjamin said that Will Smith has been caught with some guys digging it. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me. Elizabeth Light Tarot says, Will is a kept man. Moon and Scorpio, so many secrets and lies. He secretly hates his wife, and this act of violence was a reflection of how he feels about himself and Jada. Well, I can imagine hating her too. And God, she totally fucked the Matrix movie. Just horrible. So yeah, I guess we'll get Jen on and I'll talk about this a little bit tomorrow. So at least the pedos are scared. Yeah. I think so. Some people think, again, my gut impression is it's not staged, but it might have been. I wonder if Jada is once, twice, or thrice jabbed. My mom knows a lady who got it and her hair fell out. I doubt it, because I think most of them are on the inside and probably were told not to get the vaccine because it would do to you what it's been doing to so many other people. Glenn says Tucker also interviewed an attorney from Wisconsin about the decertification of the election. Yeah, again, we get those every week, and the wheels just spin. It's like a hamster wheel; it goes nowhere. So I'm not getting too riled up about any of that until something actually happens. Jen is correct about Wisconsin and Grassley. Whoops. Yep, I think so too. Oh, you couldn't see Grassley? I'm sorry. I thought I had the screen thing going on correct. Couldn't see him on Rumble either. Could hear the clip. Well, as long as you could hear it, I guess that's the important thing. 1 gram is 0.35 ounces. Not very much. 28 grams in an ounce. 16 ounces in a pound. I've always wanted to ask you why you hate the metric system. I thought it was based on... No, it's not based on anything. I'll tell you why. The imperial system is based on the ancient Egyptian measurement system. The megalithic yard, which is an important measurement system. It is the measurement system of the ancients and of perhaps the aliens. So the reason they want to force a metric system on everybody is because if you do not know the imperial system, you will never figure out the geometric mysteries of the universe, which the ancient monuments encode. That's why it'll become a lost science, and that's really important. So I bought crypto, but I don't know anything about wallets. Can you tell us anything about this? Not really. I think you need to go find some other sources. I am not an expert, and I do not give financial advice. So should we buy the Russian ruble currency? I don't have any. I don't even know if you can get it right now with all the sanctions and bans that are in place. Oh, hi, Miss Fluffy Muffy. She just came walking by there to get into her box. Yeah, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like you look forward to seeing G.I. Jane 2. It was a tame joke, if that, exactly. Oh, and Jen is here. She has too much dirt on him, and I think she is some kind of grand poobah witch in the cabal. I've heard that too, some sort of high priestess. So when she gave him the look, he had to act. And then for him to act like, after he was laughing at the joke, to act like he's so offended that his wife got insulted. What a pussy. Jesus, what a pussy. Would you ever consider getting dental work in Mexico? Probably not. I mean, I should, but I think there's some people here that are going to take care of me. Unfortunately, I have some bucks in the bank right now. Okay, since it is Toxically Masculine Tuesday, I want to leave you with one other thing. Over there on Mike Barra 3, guess what? You can actually watch the first Seahawk Boys Fearless and Stupid NFL mock draft conducted by Dave Barra and myself the other night. Let's take a quick look at what we're doing here on Mike Barra 3. I'm doing this just to occupy some space on Mike.
After having blown the first Seahawks pick, right? The Seahawks now have their second pick in this draft at number 40. Who are you going to take there, John Schneider?
Well, let's be serious. We have a needed edge. We have a needed wide receiver. Especially, well, we don't have a needed wide receiver if we haven't traded DK Metcalf. I want to see the whole board. So there's just a lot of guys here that could go here. But I think the number one need is probably to get an edge. And if you look at the defense and you look at the edge players, it's just not a lot of guys blowing you away.
Arnold Ebiketie, Dave.
Like Nick Benito, like Isaiah Thomas. I mean, these guys are rated way down. What is
Dave Barrett taking a tremendously long time.
About who? Which guy? We're looking at.
All right, so that's an example. I'm going to cut it off. Dave Barrett taking way, way too long to make his pick. If you want some fun, if you want some macho experience, some time with a couple of macho guys talking about football, get on over to Mike Barrett 3. I think we'll do the next one on Mike Barrett 333. We're going to do a couple more mock drafts before this is over. So, all right, I will be here. It looks like tomorrow for sure. Thursday, I may be traveling, or Friday, I may be traveling. I don't know yet. Odds are there aren't going to be shows the days I'm traveling. I'm going to Brooklyn to shoot some TV stuff if they agree to pay me what I'm insisting that they pay me. So we shall see about that. If not, I'll be back here. But as it stands now, we are going to do Tell the Truth Wednesday tomorrow with Jen. We'll figure out the answers to some of these other questions. And yeah, go ahead. And I think Jen probably over on Telegram will get over there. She will probably ask you for some feedback on Jennifer on philosophy over on Telegram for things you want to have answers to, questions that are going on right now. The financial situation seems kind of stuck, except for the slow tortoise-like movement toward a gold-backed ruble, which is really going to be very, very significant. Don't forget, you can also follow me over there on MikeBarra.blogspot.com and on Rumble.com, we're Real News Live, and on Telegram, I am Mike Barra 33. And again, do not forget, if you want to send me some love for doing these shows, it's paypal.me/Mike Barra and Venmo at Mike-Barra. So that's where we're at. That's how things are going. It is a fairly slow Tuesday. If anything happens, of course, I will always be back live. Watch for that. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for Tell the Truth Wednesday, which may be the last show this week if I end up traveling. And I'm traveling the weekend after that to go to Texas to do a UFO conference on the weekend. So keep that in mind. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of doctor's appointments, a lot of dentist appointments. And I may have to be doing something about my kitty Aurora here soon. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Have a great Tuesday. I will see you back here again tomorrow. As far as I know,